once the hurl was in my hand, I just ran straight across.
He's been described as the hero of Belfast.
That's just what someone's reaction should be, will assist those in danger.
Now Maitiu Mag Tighearnan has told us exactly what happened that night and what the reaction has been since.
The kids, they made me a poster about how proud they are of me and stuff.
Let's sort of start at the beginning and talk me through the sequence of events that led you to be in that road, in that car, in that road that night.
Yeah, of course. We were coming down, me and my friend Andre, we were coming down the Antrim Road, which is in North Belfast. We were actually on our way to a petrol station. We'd just dropped my son off from playing hurling. So Andre had said to me, look, take a shortcut. There was a wee road that was up to the right. As we were driving up the road, there's a car parked in the middle, across the way, so we were going, what's going on there? So Andre's like, yeah, just go round it. So as we were driving around it, he's looked out his window and seen there's a lady panicking on the phone. So I'm like, what's going on? Got slightly on past it, looked out again, seen two guys. We thought at the time it was just a fight. So Andre's straight out of the car, he's running across the road, shouting, trying to break it up. I haven't even stopped the car yet, so the car's still rolling, he's already run out. So as I've stopped the car, Andre started to run back. So I've just opened the boot, Andre's running around the back looking for the hurl. He couldn't locate it because obviously it was me to put it away. So by this point, I've then stopped the car, get out, run around, grab the hurl, and I've just run straight across to where the attack was at the time. And then Andre straight in after me.
Have you ever stepped into something like that before? Was it your instinct? Was it emotion?
No, so I'm originally from West Belfast, so where I grew up, that type of environment was common, like from a child right up to a young adult. And even now, where I live now, like I'm down in Lurgan at the minute, so it's still a bit crazy down there. And Belfast in general, it's sort of that mentality which you need to have. So I think for me, it was a common practice. You know, it's not in me sort of to think that I need to run. It's, right, well, you need to sort of deal with it head on. So I think that's probably why I've just went ahead. But subconsciously, I had people with me, you know, so the likes of Andre, there's other bystanders. So probably subconsciously, it's like, right, okay, well, if anything really kicks off or goes left, I've got one there with me who can also assist. So that there also has to be taken in.
People have described your actions, that decision to step in that moment, as heroic. What do you make of that?
I wouldn't say heroic, and the reason I wouldn't say heroic is because there's a lot of factors in it. So, as I say, Andre's there with me, there's other people there with me. It's normal for what I feel somebody should do if they see someone in need of help. I don't think that's heroic, that's just what someone's reaction should be, will assist those in danger. I think that's it. Now, it's nice to be called a hero, I just don't consider myself one.
Yeah, I was going to say, how have the last sort of 48, 36 hours been for you?
Crazy, between messages, phone calls, people checking in, family checking in, and then worrying about everything else that's going on in the background. It's been surreal. So I think I'm still dealing with it. I don't think anything's actually hit me or set in, but I can feel it coming. I think once it hits, then I'll probably take a wee crash and just take a pause from everything for a bit.
And you mentioned there sort of everything going on in the background. Obviously, we've seen quite a reaction. We've seen riots and violence on the streets of Belfast in response to what happened. What's your response to that?
With the violence, so I think the violence initially comes from the protest, which everybody's entitled to do. Everybody's entitled to have a protest. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I think once it turned violent, the point of the protest is lost. So you're losing the reason for the protest because no one's no longer focusing on those protests. They're focusing on the violence. And it's not nice to see, you know, no one wants to see their city being burnt down or cars being burnt or people losing homes or valuables. Unfortunately, at the minute, that's where it's leading. But hopefully it stops, you know, and it goes back to a peaceful protest and people openly discussing what's going on. But at the same time, those protesters just want to be heard. And if there's no one hearing them, then I think that's where it sort of leads to at the minute.
How have you reflected on the fact that if your friend hadn't have said, oh, just take that shortcut, you wouldn't have been in that place at that time, at that moment?
I don't know. I think me and Andre sort of sat about it said about it, sorry, about 10 minutes after. We were like, because once the police came, we left. And we were like, what's the chances? And it was just pure luck, and we were just going, that's crazy. Like, what is the chances of that? For somewhere that for me, that I'm never in that area. Like, very rarely am I ever in that area. But for Andre, he would be. But he doesn't drive. So it was just, for me and him both to be together in that area, for that to happen, you're going, what is the odds of that happening? But we were there, thankfully, and we were able to intervene and then able to help Stephen when he needed it.
Yeah, and speaking of Stephen, have you heard from him? Have you had any contact with him or his family?
No, so I know that there was an update put out about his contagion. No, I haven't read too much into it because one of his family members did reach out, who I was speaking with personally, and then Andre had spoken to one of his family members directly as well. So I'd rather speak to them directly than read any potential rumour or anything circulating that may not be true and then carry it forward. So I think once I'm sort of finished with everything that I've got going on, I'll probably just deal with them directly, see how he is, and then hopefully meet up with Stephen when he recovers.
Yeah, what would you like to say to him?
Honestly, just checking how he is, because physically he's going to be bad, and he'll be scarred for life, but mentally that's where the long-term effects will be. So it is just literally checking in on how he will be and how he's keeping.
Yeah, I expect he'll want to say a big thank you to you.
He doesn't have a reason to. At the end of the day, if it was one of my family members sitting there, I would like to hope that somebody would be in the same position and protect them and try and help them if I couldn't. So I don't need any type of thanks from him or his family. Just as long as he makes a full recovery, then there's enough thanks there.
And people have been thanking you in a different way by donating to a fundraising page.
Yeah.
They want to buy you a drink. What was your reaction to that?
I had it sent to me like multiple times, and I was going, not like, what is this? I don't know anything about this. Stuff like that, I'm not really active on social media. And it wasn't until this all kicked off and I was like, right, okay. So when it's sent to me, I sort of was like, well, okay, bounced on it. Seen it, I think it was initially, so when I seen it was like a 3K. So I was like, who is this guy? Noticed it was someone called Niall. I was like, I'll drop my message, see what this is about. Niall was instantly, yeah, mate. And I noticed Niall had been messaging me constantly. He was like, I need to start one. I want to start one. And I was, yeah, I've started one. So Niall was just trying to get in touch to tell me that he was doing this. I think the goal originally was like 500 for a couple of pints, and I think now it's sitting high. But me and Niall on the way over, we're sort of discussing a couple of things. So for me, what I want to do is I want to take at least 10,000 out of it and just put straight to Stephen. Give to him, his family, whoever feels most comfortable dealing with it. Another good chunk of it I'll probably put towards local communities. So any businesses that were sort of affected during all this violence that's going on in Belfast, that'll all be put there as well. And then obviously with the NHS, it's severely underfunded, so certain departments will be getting a couple pound out of it as well.
I mean, that's amazing that you want to make sure that it's other people who sort of benefit from that as well. And why did you think you came to that conclusion, particularly around Stephen?
I think initially, I don't need the benefit financially from it. You know, it's lovely to see that a lot of people think I do, but at the end of the day, Stephen's the one scarred for that. You know, physically and mentally, he's going to be bad from that. So if anyone needs it, it should be Stephen. I've got my family, I've got friends. I'm good that way. You know, if I ever need anything, I'm comfortable. So I'm happy that I can sort of put it to good use, and then I think I'll be okay that way with it.
And you mentioned there about the community and wanting to help people rebuild and that kind of thing. What do you think the sense will be perhaps when things do calm down?
I think it's still going to be tense, where people are still going to be fearful, especially those from an ethnic minority. They're still going to be fearful because you don't know how it sits at that given time. All I know is down where I'm living currently, there was a local business that's been there 15, 20 years. They've had their shop vandalised. I've contacted the owner. I was says, look, I'll get that done. You know, like I'll personally pay for that to be replaced, because I don't feel that it should have been that someone who's been in that community before even the shop there for 30 years. So for anything that's currently ongoing, they have nothing to do with that. And I think those are the type of people that need the assistance.
What have your family said to you? How have they
Oh, just
responded?
non-stop. So the kids, they made me a poster. Everybody's like, it's mainly proud wishes. You know, like I've constantly been told about how proud they are of me and stuff, and it's great to see. But look, they're happy, they're healthy, they're safe. I'm good there.
What did the poster say?
I think it said you're my hero, or you're a hero. So I was like, yeah, that's cute. But obviously the baby, we have a wee one who's 2, and she had sort of tried to draw on it. So I was just like, yeah, man, that's good. I'm all right with that. You know, I'm happy there.
That can go on the fridge. That's, yeah.
No, it's a big poster,
Oh, really?
like, yeah, it's a good stretch, like it's massive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. That must have got you in your heart when you saw that.
Yeah, I think, you know what, initially because I've been away from home for around 2 days, and then when I came back and seen it, I was just like, yeah, that's good. Like, I just needed it, because everything that sort of happened, I was just like, yeah, I'm happy. Like, this is what I needed there.